Okay, so good evening, friends, and welcome to another amazing episode of Inspiring Young Minds. We are today in session 40, and it's truly a great session because today we're going to talk about a lot of peace around, a lot of mental happiness, and a lot of more things. And we're going to talk on Mandala art, right? So, with a lot of pleasure, I'm going to present today's presentation to all of you cuties. And I'm going to take you to the presentation right away. Okay. Okay, so good evening once again and welcome to Inspiring Young Minds, session 40. Today we're going to talk on Mandala art. So many of us during this pandemic, you would have seen many mandala art coming up, and many of them had said that it had brought a lot of peace to their inner self, and they felt very comfortable as they were doing the mandala art. So let us learn a little about mandala art, and we're going to do that also. And today we're going to teach you how to do that. Okay. So the first mandalas, they first appeared around the 1st century BC, and this spread all throughout Asia and the Buddhist monks who traveled around the Silk Road. And there are 3 layers to mandala. The basic thing is the inner and the outer, and the secret meanings which each of them try to share. The common symbols which we use are the wheel, which has spokes in it, usually 8 spokes, the lotus, the bell. All these are the usual pictures. So if you look at this picture, you can see that, it is like a modern mandala. It's not completely into, only circle, but then there is a nice peacock in the side. So to break the monotony, and you can look at it, it is very rhythmic in nature, that each of these designs, if you see, gives a kind of a beautiful look to the entire painting, right? So mandalas basically mean circles in Sanskrit and are sacred symbols that are used for meditation, prayer, healing, and art therapy for both adults and children. And mandala, as what we understand from clinical studies, it boosts the immune system. That is why I told you during the pandemic, many people took into doing the mandala art, right? And it reduces stress and pain. It lowers the blood pressure. It promotes sleep and also eases depression. So it's something which you can ask children to do, adults to do, elderly people to do, because it gives them a kind of a nice mental peace. So how can you draw mandala? You can take any vessels in the house and just make circles out of them, or you can take a compass, a protractor, and start making concentric circles that grow outwardly. So you start from the inner circle and keep growing outward. They represent the harmony and fullness with universe and the mind. So you can understand that as you grow from inside to outside, it gives a kind of a relaxation, and it means that you're a part of a bigger picture, right? Nowadays, you will see a lot of people coloring mandala, which means, like, initially it was only in black and white. So that gave the depth to the entire painting. But the colored mandalas are like, you can add various colors, and it can be vibrant. It can be whatever your mood asks you to do it. And these coloring mandalas promote relaxation, calms the nervous system, invokes positive energies, and balances the body energies. So usually you would see them in the colors of the rainbow, starting from red and going up next to the other colors of the rainbow, the Vidyaa as we know it. This also relates to the chakra. So, there are 7 chakras in the body, and all these are resonating with the colors of the rainbow. And this also gives a kind of a balance between the chakras of your body. In Tibetan Buddhism, if you look at the mandalas, they were drawn from the center to the outside using 5 colors in the same way. The white color always was a symbol of openness. So you can see, you can do it in any which pattern, my dear friends. There is no set pattern. It's a kind of an expression what your mind is thinking and doing. And it's very simple. So here you can see colored mandala art. You can see the colors as it is going outer. There are soft colors, dark colors, variants of these colors of blue, green, and all of them gives a kind of a beauty to the entire picture. So in ancient Sanskrit, as I told you, both in Hinduism and Buddhism, mandala meant circles. And traditional mandala is a geometric design or pattern that represents the cosmos or the deities in various heavenly worlds. And it's all about finding peace in the symmetry of the design of the universe. And this is what artist Saudamini Madra said. So there are three different types of mandala. One is the sand mandala, then is the healing mandala, and then is the teaching mandala. So sand mandalas use crushed up pieces of colored stone, and you can create beautiful designs out of that. Healing mandalas are done to really calm your soul, and teaching mandalas are important part of religious training in the Buddhist faith. So you can look at this picture also. It's a beautiful butterfly, and you can see the concentric circles, and look at the colors which has been used very subtly. So you can do any form, and you can still get that kind of depth in the picture. So what do you need when you have to draw a mandala art? You need a sheet of paper. It could be any paper, but then I'll specify the different types of papers you can use. You could use a pencil, and I'm going to tell you what all pencils you can use. You can have a drawing compass. I said the geometry box, right? So drawing compass, the ruler, the protractor, a fine liner, a thin marker, and a pigment ink pen or any color pen which suits you. And sometimes you can use even thicker marker. Whenever you have to do the darkening of the things, you can use it with a darker marker, right? And what is the kind of paper? You can use a GSM paper of 120 values, and this is the most suitable, which makes the paper a little hard to use, right? So it's a very thick paper. Other variations could be 140, 150, 160, 170, which can be used for mandala art. And the selection of the GSM paper depends on the coloring materials that are going to be used, because when you're using very fine pens, you don't want the marker to have a deep impression on the mandala, right? So on the reverse, when you look at it, you should not have very deep picture. So that's why we don't use very thin paper. There is a kind of a thickness which we specify. And you can see, you can draw these and sometimes frame these. So you want to definitely make it look good, right? Now, what are the different pens you can use? So artist pens are the perfect tools to create colorful mandala. Here you can see there's a colorful mandala there. So you can use these pens, and the brush nibs are ideal for drawing the wide strokes, and the super fine nibs can be used to make some very specific, crisp, thin lines. So you can outline the designs, which will give it a very nice look, right? So you can take your time and do these mandala art. It's not that you have to start it and complete it within the same sitting. You can draw a little and then go back and then come back again whenever you want to complete the art. So it's not like it will all get done in one single piece of time, right? And even when you think about using pencils, you can use an HB or a B pencil, and these could be used for drawing the geometric patterns or any Celtic knot designs or anything for that matter. They will not smudge easily, and they will not leave any hard indent in the paper when rubbed out also. So these are the kind of light pens you could use. Now, when you start drawing these mandalas, initially, you might not have very perfect pictures. So don't think that within the first try, everything is going to come out right. Okay. And many a times people think that you have to fill the, circles completely with some kind of a design. That is also not true. you can actually leave some dead spaces. Like in this picture, you can see a lot of white left, and in the center, you can see a little blue painting done, and in some areas, you can see the black. So these are given to add depth to the picture. So that's very important. So you can leave some empty spaces. They also look good. So you don't have to really sit and fill every single part of your drawing, right? And you don't have to rush and do the work also. You can take your own sweet time, enjoy the process. Many a times mandala artists always say that, what a picture comes out at the end of it is not very important. What your internal mental state was from the time you began to the time you finish the picture is of very importance. So that is what is very, very important. So that is something which we need to understand. So don't bother about the picture. It is not about who the best artist is here. No, it is how relaxed you feel, how comfortable you feel. And at the end of the process, you have an art piece there ready for you, right? And then you can go back again and do another masterpiece and keep doing this, right? So you can take it slowly. As I told you, you can draw one shape at a time and then going around the whole circle, drawing one other shape, and then you can also repeat them. So maybe about after 4 or 5 designs, you can repeat the same picture, same design, and then you can keep adding it also. Then you build that shape, and then you keep making the circle bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can end it any which way. So there is no particular form or format to draw this mandala art. So here you can see as an eye, they have just drawn the mandala art. So it can be anything. The beautiful hues which can come out is orange and yellow, blue and green, and purple. And sometimes you can also use an alternative of yellow and green, blue, red, violet, blue, green, yellow, green also. So the color combinations is again what you want to picturize and do and get the end result, right? So what are the benefits of mandala art? I told you they help you with balance. This is balance of the mind. That's why I spoke to you about the chakras also. They also bring peace and tranquility. That is, it gives you a kind of a relaxation, reduces your stress. And looking at them will give you a feeling of calmness that you have created something very nice. They help with concentration also. The reason is because you're drawing the same thing throughout. So it will help you focus better, it will help you get better concentration. So many a times when we find children are not focusing in their studies, you can do some mandala art and get that concentration and then go and study, you'll do it much better. And it is helpful to make it, make you feel very mindful, living in the present, and that is very important. Again, you don't have to look into something and do, you can just draw whatever your mind says and let your creativity dictate you. You don't have to draw or copy somebody else's mandala art. It is a kind of outflow of your emotions. So that is the beauty. There is also something called the dot mandala art. Now this is a relatively, the same pattern is used, but dots are placed instead of lines. So here you can see your, the dots are placed in different sizes, and that itself gives a kind of a very nice look. And you can also see that these dots come in different colors. So here it's a combination of white and blue. So you can choose whatever you want. It is nothing that this is the pattern you have to do. Again, you can do it to decorate anything for that matter, not only to draw on paper. You can do it on tablecloths and on cloth. You can do it on pots, on earthen pots, you can do it. So this is something, as I told you, which gives you again a kind of a lot of de-stressing attitude. So this is a very simple technique, and you can keep building out on these techniques as much as possible. So this is again, God Shiva, and you can see how they have kept him in the center and then done the circular mandala art. So you can draw any deity and then keep doing it. This just gives a kind of a depth to the picture, makes it more unique, right? So the activity for mandala art pieces, I want you all to do any mandala. It could be color mandala, it could be black and white, it could be dot mandala, it could be circular mandala, anything, and then see how you feel as you do the mandala art, right? So we at Inspiring Young Minds are super excited to share a little bit of art, a little bit of value-added education to all our children through this platform. And I would like to thank all the grandparents, parents, and the children for joining us and helping us complete 40 episodes with this presentation. I mean, it's super exciting to see that, we are growing, the children are growing with us, and there's a lot of mental peace that we are able to spread. And you can like, share, subscribe, comment, and press the bell icon at Team Red Rockstars, Dr. Vidyaa Smile Dental Clinic, on our very own YouTube channel. You can subscribe to it and keep looking into all the videos, and do let us know how you like them. So thank you to all the children who have assembled here, and I'm going to share the presentation now is over. So lovely. Yes, Mehak. How did you like today?
Today's session was so nice, ma'am, especially when you told about the mandala art. I tried that art one time, but I tried it without seeing. It didn't come very nice, but when I was feeling, I was just like, I don't know what that feeling is called, but it was really nice to my inner soul and everything. But the piece didn't come well, but I felt so good while doing it. And now I'm going to try it again. And also, I think I'm going to feel really good this time.
Absolutely. You know what? When many mandala artists, they say, even if your end result, the piece did not come out well, that's not the main issue. The main issue is how you felt as you drew. So I think the purpose of the mandala art has been served when you said, I felt something nice, right? So continue doing it whenever you have free time. I know the schools have started, and then you have a lot of homework coming up, exams coming up, and especially when you are having some exams, you'll get a little stressed out here and there, right? So at that time, you can always take up this and do it, and it's definitely going to give you a lot more of inner peace and happiness, and very excited to see that, you're all going to do and share it soon. Okay. So very excited to see all your paintings and mandala art, and let's see. Right? So I'm going to give you time today, because this is something which you need to do on a very peaceful note. And I definitely want you to take your own sweet time. Take a nice paper, sit in a very nice atmosphere. You can put in some music if you want to, and then just let your mind flow and just do it, and share how you felt when you drew it, and also share the art piece which you have done, because this is something which you can keep doing and getting better at. Okay? Okay. So take care. I love you, cuties, and God bless. And let's meet in the next Saturday again for another amazing episode. Okay? Take care.
Bye, mom.
Thank you. Thank you, dear.